Hello and welcome to my channel. Well, I wanted to show you how to start this infinity scarf, because many of you're gonna ask me. On my other channel, Natty Crochet, I put the stitch working flat. So if some of you will want to know how to join the chain and all that, I'm gonna show you now. For this infinity scarf, I chained 129 chains. Well, I'm gonna show you how I did from the beginning the single crochet foundation. But if you want a little bit looser on you, not so tight, because this one is gonna be tight on my neck to keep me warm. But if you want a little bit loose, not to be so on your neck, then you're gonna chain 139. Now depends on your yarn size. Maybe you will chain more or less. Yeah. Okay. This stitch works with odd number. So I'm gonna show you from the beginning how to do this. So what we're gonna do, we're gonna chain 2. So you're gonna do a knot the way you like to do the knot. So now we're gonna chain 1 and 2, and then we're gonna go to the first chain that we did. We're gonna go to the first one. We're gonna pull up a loop, pass the yarn through the first loop, yeah, and then pass the yarn to the last 2. And now in here there is a loop there on the side. You're gonna pick that loop, pull up a loop, pass the yarn through the first loop, then pass the yarn to the last 2. So the line is right here. It's this one on the side. So you're gonna go there, pick up a loop, pull the yarn through the first loop, pull the yarn to the last 2. So again, you're gonna go to this line. This is single crochet foundation. So you're gonna pull the yarn through the first loop, pull the yarn to the last 2. So again, the line is right here. It's that line. I'm gonna pull up a loop, pull the yarn through the first loop, and pull the yarn the next 2. And so on. You see the line, and then pull the yarn to the next 2, and you're gonna chain like this. You're gonna do like this until you have an odd number. So you're gonna count the stitches. Yeah. So how many did we did? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and 7. Yeah. You're gonna have an odd number. Okay, now I just chain here 21 chains. I'm gonna show you a small sample. So I have 21 chains, odd number. What are we gonna do? Like you keep doing this single crochet foundation. Again, you're gonna go through that line. You're gonna pick up a loop, leave the loop there, and then you're gonna take this, you're gonna twist a little bit here, and you're gonna bring it together like this. Make sure that it's not twisted. Yeah? And we're gonna go straight to the first chain in here in the beginning. Yeah? And we're gonna join. Yeah. You're gonna pass a loop, then you're gonna pass this through the next loop. Yeah. Then you're gonna do a single crochet, and then you're gonna go to the first stitch, and you're gonna do a slip stitch. Yeah. And this is where we join the foundation single crochet. Okay, so now you're gonna chain 1, yarn over the hook. We're gonna skip the next stitch, and we're gonna go to the next one, not the one that we join here. Leave this alone. You skip this one, the next stitch, and into the next you're gonna do 2 double crochet together, in which you don't finish the double crochets. 3 loops on the hook, pull the yarn through all these 3 loops, and now yarn over the hook. We're gonna go back to the stitch that we skipped, and we're gonna do in there a puff. So you're gonna pull once, and you go back again for the second time. You're gonna have like 5 loops on the hook. Pull the yarn through all these 5 loops. And now I'm working with 4.5 millimeter crochet hook, but I'm sure your yarn is gonna recommend the crochet hook number. So again, we're gonna skip the next stitch, and into the next we're gonna do 2 double crochet together, and this has only 1 row repeat. That's it. So you're gonna pull the yarn through all this, and then we're gonna go back to the stitch that we skipped, and we're gonna do a puff. So once and twice, 5 loops on the hook, pull the yarn through all 5 loops, and again we're gonna skip the next stitch, and into the next we're gonna repeat 2 double crochet together into the same stitch. Pull the yarn through all these 3 loops, and then we're gonna go back to this stitch that we skipped, and we're gonna do a puff. You can make the puff as big as you want. I go only twice. You can go 3 times. So pull the yarn through all the loops. So we're gonna repeat. We're gonna skip the next, and into the next stitch 2 double crochet together into that same stitch. Pull the yarn through all these 3 loops. Then we're gonna go back to the stitch that we skipped, and we're gonna do a puff. Okay, skip the next, and into the next we're gonna do the same. I think this, if you want to make for an infinity scarf or a cowl or a neck warmer, you can do with chunky yarn. If you like chunky, if you don't, you're gonna do with whatever yarn size you like. So again, we're gonna skip the next stitch, and into the next we repeat 2 double crochet together, and we're gonna go back to the stitch that we skipped, and we're gonna do a puff. So once, and you go for the second time, pull the yarn through all 5 loops. It's gonna look like this, and this is gonna build up, especially if the yarn is thick. So again, we skip the next, and into the next we repeat. And now we're gonna go back to the stitch that we skipped and do a puff. Skip, and into the next we repeat. I think this is a nice stitch to do a hat. Maybe not when it's so cold, because it has some openings. If you want, when you do a infinity scarf, then you know, put it twice. If you put twice around your neck, then it's gonna cover, it's gonna be okay. But if you do just for a hat, maybe for spring or autumn, with a thinner yarn will be just nice. This, when the blizzard is on and you have holes, well, no good. So at the end, you see we have 1, 2, 3, and 4 stitches left. So we're gonna skip the next, and into the next we're gonna repeat 2 double crochet together, and then we're gonna go back to the stitch that we skipped, and we're gonna do a puff. So once and twice, pull the yarn through all the loops. So now we have only 2 stitches left, 1 and 2, 1 and 2. Okay, so we're gonna skip the next, and into the next we're gonna do the same, 2 double crochet together, pull the yarn through all those 3 loops, and then we're gonna go back to the stitch that we skipped, and we're gonna do a puff. Once, twice, pull the yarn through all the loops. Now we have here the one chain that we chained. Yeah, I'm not going to do anything. I'm gonna just skip the next stitch. I'm gonna ignore this one chain, and I'm gonna skip the next stitch, and I'm gonna go to the next, skip this one, and you go into the next, in which I'm gonna do 2 double crochet together. Pull the yarn through all those 3 loops, and I'm gonna go into the space here, not through the stitch but into the space, and I'm gonna do in there a puff. It's gonna be like this. That way there is no space, or you're not gonna see the joining. Yeah, if I am to join the row and then chain 1. So now you're gonna move to the next. So you have here, you're gonna do the puff into this space, this big space. So you're gonna go to this stitch, you skip this one, and you go into the stitch right there, and you're gonna do 2 double crochet together. And we're gonna go into this big space in which we're gonna do a puff. So once and twice. Again, you're gonna skip this space, and you're gonna go into the next stitch, in which you're gonna do 2 double crochet together, and then we're gonna go back to this space and do a puff. Okay, skip this, you're gonna go into the stitch, so you skip 1 and into the next stitch. You're gonna do 2. It's like this, when you do the 2 double crochet together, you're gonna do between the 2 double crochet and the puff. It's that stitch that you're gonna do the 2 double crochet together, and you're gonna go back into this space and do a puff. You see, in that space, and you're gonna keep doing skip, and you go into the next. 2 double crochet together, and then a puff. I'm trying to hurry up. Yeah, it's a very easy stitch, and it's quite nice, this stitch. You're gonna go back into this space and do a puff. Like I said, if you like the puff to be bigger, well, then you're gonna just go 3 times instead of just twice for the puff. Gonna go into this space and do a puff, skip this, and go into the stitch in between the puff and the 2 double crochet. It's like, you know, it's between them. Okay, skip and do the next stitch. Because I'm gonna show you onto the scarf, on the scarf that I did, I'm gonna show you why I choose not to chain 1 when I join the rows, and I just don't like it. So you go back into the space that you skipped, and you're gonna do a puff. Okay, so we have the tail here. So you see now I'm not gonna chain 1. We had the chain in there. I'm not gonna chain 1 and join the rows, like slip stitch and then chain 1. I'm gonna skip this space, this one, and I'm gonna go into the stitch right there, and I'm gonna do 2 double crochet together, and this way you're not gonna see the seam, the joining, and go back into the space, the stitch that you just skipped. Okay, again, you're gonna skip this, and you're gonna go straight to the next stitch, which is in between the puff and the 2. There's that space in there. 2 double crochet together, and you go back to the space, the stitch that you skipped, and you're gonna do a puff. Yeah, and it's going straight. Yeah, you don't see a joining, you don't see anything. Yeah, so it looks like this. So let me show you now why I didn't chain, how you say, I didn't do a slip stitch and then chain 1 and all that. It's just you see, you're gonna have these lines here, and at some point I said, oh, I wanted to say something not so pleasant and I said, that's it, I'm done, I don't like it. So I worked so much that I was like, no, I'm not gonna go back to redo. So I just decided, that's it, I'm gonna go directly, and you will see here it's going directly. Yeah, so when you want to finish, you're gonna finish with a single crochet in each chain. Yeah, you're gonna do single crochet in this big space, you're gonna do a single crochet in the next stitch, single crochet, and so on. You're gonna do single crochet when you finish the row, when you finish your work and you want to close the work. Yeah, and then that's about it. So when you want to finish, let's say for example you finish, you're just gonna go into the next stitch. When you reach the, let's say we're here at the end, where is the tail? Here. Yeah, so you're gonna finish, let's say, the work, and you want to, you just go into the next and do a slip stitch, go into the next stitch, slip stitch, and then you're gonna chain 1 and then cut the tail, cut the yarn, and then hide the tail. Yeah, when you finish, and it's gonna be straight here. Yeah, okay, well, I hope you guys enjoyed, and well, I hope you understood what I explained here. But yeah, I didn't like the to do the slip stitch when I joined the rows for the new row, and then chain 1. You saw the, I don't like it. I just don't like it. It's this one here, this one. So this is the stitch. Yeah. Well, I hope you try to do something, and imagine for a even leg warmers, this will be nice. Look at this, cute. Okay, well, thank you for watching. Have a good day. Bye bye.